Hey, you have a few minutes to talk?
Sure, Tuvia. I have time.
Great. Last time we ended up the conversation, we were talking about when God is concealed, and sometimes in life we are in situations where we don't see God, we can't feel God, and we find ourselves in difficult situations. And there's the famous phrase that says, when God gives you lemons, turn them into lemonade. And as we said last time, a lot of times it's hard to actually do that when you are in the situation holding those lemons. Sometimes the perspective after or hindsight is always better than when you're actually in the situation. And my question is, how do you relate to those kind of situations when you're holding those lemons?
Basically, it's really a question of emunah, of faith and belief. There are two stories I always like to tell of two of the greats in the Talmud. One is the story of Rabbi Akiva, and one is the story of Nochem Ish Gamzu. Rabbi Akiva was traveling with his donkey, and he needed a place to stay at night. So he went into the town, and he asked for lodging, for a place to stay. And they said, we don't have any more places at all. So Rabbi Akiva said, da'avid rachmana, whatever God does, he does for the best. And so he left the town and went out to the forest. He lit his candle, and he had his rooster with him to wake him in the morning, his donkey that he was riding on. As he was there in the forest, a wind came, blew out his candle. And Rabbi Akiva said, whatever God does, he does for the best. Then a lion came and devoured and killed his donkey. And Rabbi Akiva saw he has no more donkey to ride on, but whatever God does, he does for the best. And then a cat came and killed his rooster that was to wake him in the morning. And Rabbi Akiva said, whatever God does, he does for the best. And there he slept in the forest. In the morning, he woke up, he went into the town, and there was nobody there. Soldiers or robbers had come at night, and they captured all the people in the town and took them away. And Rabbi Akiva said, whatever God does, he does for the best. Because if I would have been given a place to stay, they would have taken me as well. And then he says, if they would have heard my donkey braying, they would have come and taken me as well. If they would have heard my rooster, they would have come and taken me as well. If they would have seen my candle, they would have come and taken me. So he said, you see that everything that God does, he does for the best. Now, there's a story of Nochem Ish Gamzu. The emperor passed a decree against the Jewish people, and they wanted to rescind the decree that the emperor should take it away. So they decided to take a big chest and fill it up with diamonds and gold, all kinds of valuable stones, and bring it to the emperor so that maybe as an appeasement, he would take off the gezerah, the decree against the Jewish people. Nobody wanted to go, but Nochem Ish Gamzu, as he always said, Gamzu Latova, everything is for the best. So he took it. He took the chest and he made his way to the emperor. On the way, he had to stay over. He had nowhere to stay, so he checked into a hotel. The owner of the hotel saw that this Jew is coming with a treasure chest, and he figured there must be wealthy or diamonds or wonderful stones or whatever in it. And so in the middle of the night, he went into the room very quietly, opened up the chest that Nochem Ish Gamzu had brought, and saw that it was in fact full of diamonds. So he took out all the diamonds and he put back dirt that would be the same weight as the diamonds that he took out, and he left. In the morning, Nochem Ish Gamzu got up and continued his way to the emperor. He came to the emperor. The emperor said, what do you have? And he said, I have a present. And the emperor opened up the chest and saw it was full of dirt. And he said, are you making fun of me? Take him out and kill him. And the Talmud says that Eliyahu Hanavi came dressed as one of the officers of the emperor and said to him, wait a minute, this guy is not a fool. He didn't come in order to get killed. Maybe it's not just dirt that he brought. Maybe it's very special dirt that Abraham used when he fought the kings. Medrash says that when Abraham fought the kings, he had a special dirt that he threw at them, and it turned into spears. Today they would say maybe missiles, and he was able to conquer all the kings. And this emperor, in fact, had a place that he had tried to conquer for many years. He had not succeeded. He said, let's try it. And so he took the dirt from the treasure chest of Nochem Ish Gamzu, and he used it against his enemy that he had tried to conquer. And in fact, it worked. And he was able to conquer the town. So immediately he rescinded the decree, and he took out all the dirt and gave Nochem Ish Gamzu diamonds and wonderful stones that were worth much more than he had brought. There is another version that Nochem Ish Gamzu woke up in the morning in the hotel, and he opened the chest, and he saw it was full of dirt, and he said, Gamzu l'tova, this is for the best, and he closed it and continued on. So my grandfather once said to me, what would the greatest believer of today have done if, according to this second version, he got up in the morning, opened up the chest that he was about to bring to the emperor, and found that all the gold was gone, it had turned into dirt? He would probably say, this is for the best, and he would go home. He would say, I'm not crazy. And my grandfather said the uniqueness of Nochem Ish Gamzu was that Nochem Ish Gamzu knew that he was on a mission of God, like the Blues Brothers, right? And he knew that a mission, you have to go till the end. And it is only when you fulfill your mission till the end, there you see the miracles. In all of life, we find that each and every one of us has a mission. During that mission, there are ups and downs, there are pitfalls, but if you continue going with it, with the belief that I'm on a mission of God, you continue going to the end, and in the end, that's where you see the wonderful miracles. But there's another question. My grandfather asked me, what is the difference between Rabbi Akiva's story and the Nochem Ish Gamzu story? I thought about it and then he said to me, what was the problem? In the story of Nochem Ish Gamzu, the problem was the dirt. In the story of Rabbi Akiva, the problem was the donkey that could bray, the light that could give him away, the candle, or the rooster that would crow. So each of them had problems. How is the problem solved in the story of Rabbi Akiva? In the story of Rabbi Akiva, you simply do away with the problems. Nochem Ish Gamzu, the problem is the dirt. How do you come to an emperor with dirt? He's going to kill you. But Nochem Ish Gamzu believed that he was on a mission of God, and he continued his mission till the end. And what happened was that the problem, the dirt, became the solution, because the diamonds and the gems and the jewels, the king had much bigger diamonds and gems and jewels, but he didn't have the dirt of Avraham Avinu that was able to enable him to conquer the town he had tried to conquer for so many years. So there are two ways to deal with problems. One is, Rabbi Akiva, is to do away with them, get rid of them. But Nochem Ish Gamzu is a very educational solution. Because he had so much belief that he was on this mission of God, the problem becomes the solution. Really what happens in Nochem Ish Gamzu's story is that when God gives you lemons, make lemonade. The problem becomes the solution. But there's something even more. Rabbi Akiva was a student of Nochem Ish Gamzu. Everything that he studied from Nochem Ish Gamzu. He was his rabbi. So Nochem Ish Gamzu is on a higher level than a Rabbi Akiva. What does Rabbi Akiva say? He says each time, Kol ma da'ovid rachmana l'tav. Whatever God does, he does for the best. What does that mean? He says that maybe now I can't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. But I know and I believe that in the end, it'll turn out okay. Nochem Ish Gamzu was on a higher level. He says, Gamzu l'tova. This is also for the best. His level of belief was everything, even this and even the problem. Not only will it turn out later for the best, but now it's for the best. Everything at the moment is for the best. And if I have the real belief in God that he's guiding me and whatever it is for the best, then it also turns out for the best at the end.
Beautiful, amazing. So there's two levels. Like we said, there's the level that we understand that in the end of the line, when we get to closed circles several years from now, things will turn out and we will be able to hindsight look at it for the best. But there's even a higher level where at this situation, when you're holding the lemons, try to turn them into lemonade. It's not only about hindsight, it's about taking action and turning those lemons into lemonade.
We always say you have to live life forward, but you only understand life backwards. In America, they used to call it the Monday morning quarterback, who understands everything and the mistakes and everything that happened and the good things as well only on Monday morning. There are times, Bemet, when we really understand things many years later. We see that what God did was usually for the best. But Nochem Ish Gamzu sees it at the moment, and he doesn't even question, because he knows if I don't understand it, it's for the best. God knows what he's doing.
And like you said with Nochem Ish Gamzu, it's about when you're on a mission, you stick to that mission. Meaning, once you started going down that road, you have to believe that it's for the best, and you should continue walking and have bitachon in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which it connects to a very famous Rav Nachman from Likutei Moharan, where Am Yisrael were on Yamsu, and Moshe Rabbeinu turns to Hashem, and Hashem, famous pasuk says, "Ma titzak elai daber el bnei Yisrael v'yisau," and says Rav Nachman that sometimes you just have to go. Sometimes it's not about doing anything. Just continue moving forward. And it connects to another saying that we have, a lot of times when we're going down that path, it's hard for us to walk walk down that path. We don't want to walk down that path sometimes, and we're looking for the way back. And that's where it comes in, that molichin oto, meaning if this path is the right path for you and you have to walk down it, then you're going to get helped to walk down it. It doesn't say that where you want to get, you will get. It doesn't say lemakom sherotze lelech. It says on the path that you want to walk, you will be helped to walk that path, because it's about the journey. It's about sticking through that mission and not giving up.
Right.
That's the hard.
Others call it staying power. In other words, you're on a thing, you have something to do, stick with it till the end. Because in the end, that's where you'll see the miracles. And my father once said a wonderful thing. He was talking to a group of educators, and they were very down. They had been educators for quite a number of years, beginning a new year. And they felt that they didn't even have the strength to go into another year after teaching for so many years. And they asked him to give them a few words of encouragement. And he told them the story of Nochem Ish Gamzu. And he said to them, when you were young, you had your treasure chest that you filled up with wonderful dreams that you had of what you would do one day, that you would go out and become teachers, and you would teach a next generation of young Jewish children. And you filled up that treasure chest with things you had studied in school and the dreams you had for the future. And you started your way into life with that treasure chest of dreams. And one day, years later, you open up that treasure chest and you find it all turned into dirt. All those wonderful dreams, those gems and gold that you thought of when you were young, and you look at it years later and you said, what am I doing? What am I dealing with? I wanted to teach a new generation. I'm dealing with children who don't even care about it. And I'm dealing with problems in the schoolroom instead of a janitor, whatever. This is not what I imagined before. This is not what I thought when I started to begin my career as a teacher of young people. And you find all of a sudden that all those dreams that you had turned into dirt. And my father said, that's when you have to close your treasure chest, say Gamzu l'tova, and continue on your way. That's what the staying power is. We all have in life periods when we're down, when we get broken, when life gives us lemons, but we have to continue on. And if you have the koach and the belief that it's a mission, you continue on, and later on one day, you see that it was all worth it.
Beautiful. And your father said it about teachers, but I'm going to take it for other aspects in life too. I feel it's relevant for business, for anything you take upon yourself. Again, the journey is always hard. Sometimes you wake up after several years, you look at your chest and it's full of dirt. It's not what you signed up for. It's not what you thought it was going to end up being.
Exactly.
Whether it's business, studying for a degree, whether it's life with a family, anything in life, you open up your chest sometimes and you look inside and it's not what you thought you were going to get. Like your father said, that's when you close up the chest, and it's about the tenacity, about moving forward no matter what, because we're on a mission. Wonderful, amazing, as usual. Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure, Tuvia. Thank you very much.
Great. So we'll talk again soon, please God. For more Talking Torah videos on different topics, check out our YouTube channel.